welcome to the Fierce Female Network. I'm your host, Fierce Manson, and today is Monday, baby. And you know what? It is musical Monday, baby. It is musical Monday, all up in here, up in here, up in here. Today is music by Gentle Glow, all the way over in Austria. So the music today is by the band Gentle Glow. They are one of my favorites. It is Musical Monday, my darlings. It is April the 6th, 2026, 6 p.m. on the Central Standard Time Zone and 7 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time Zone. Y'all know what I'm going to say up in here. The Eastern Standard Time Zone is the time zone that rocks my socks off, honey. You know I got to push it up to the ATL, to my home team. Must give a shout out to my team, Fierce Nation International, the whole hardest working team on the planet. They're based in Kenya, Zimbabwe, East and West Africa, the UK, and Germany. And my honorary member in India, Karon Batani. I keep wanting to say gumba rum. I've been saying that for the last couple of times. Ain't no more gumba rum. You know what I'm saying? They threw it over to the moon. Listen, they took gumba rum and took it up to the moon. That's what they did. That's why there's no more gumba rum. It used to be coconut and vanilla. Ain't no more gumba rum. But listen, you can't still purchase it. You stand kid, you can still buy it. I just don't have any. You know what I mean? I don't have any gumba rum. My gosh. You can still, I guess I'll do a free promo for gumba rum. You can still buy gumba rum. It is really actually delicious. It's delicious. You can still get it. Especially you can get it delivered on DoorDash if you live in Massachusetts, California, and Baton Rouge, Massachusetts, California, Baton Rouge. So you can still get delivered, but you can get it in all 50 states. You can get gumba rum, all 50 states, when you go to the website. What is that? Spirits? I gotta get the web. It's been so long since I gave out the website. You really can. You can get in all 50 states here in the United States. You can get a bottle of gumba rum. Okay. But I have to give you the website. I'll get that for you in just a moment. But on DoorDash, if you're in the state of Massachusetts, California, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you can get it on DoorDash. You really can. That's no joke about that. So listen, they do have coconut and vanilla. It's really delicious. So listen, you guys don't have a mini-series. I've never done a mini-series. This is the first mini-series. It really is the first mini-series. It's a 9-part series, just giving you tips and a little information if you have suddenly lost a family member. And the reason why I decided to do a mini-series because my family lost a member suddenly, all of a sudden. Now, he wasn't in 100% health, but of course we didn't expect him, to wake up one day and discover he's dead. We didn't discover that. We didn't expect that, of course. It was a shock. So it was still a shock to the system, It still was a huge shock. We wasn't expecting him to just drop dead. So, and that's pretty much what happened. So listen, let me tell you something. So tip number three, and I learned from Tanya to not speak on subjects until you heal from them. So listen, he passed away in 2023, y'all. He passed in 2023. This is 2026. So this is how long it took me to kind of get myself together. I was spread it out in a million little pieces all over the universe. This is how long it took. It took a long time to get all my pieces together. A whole lot has happened. Good God from Zion. Woo, Lord, today. Hallelujah. It took a long time. Listen, y'all, I couldn't even find my big toe, and it was right on my foot. That's how bad it was. Our family had 2 deaths about 4 months apart. He passed away, then somebody else passed away. And listen. I couldn't even find my big toe. Didn't know which way my little toe went, and they was all on the same foot, and I'm still looking for them. That's how bad it was. I was a scrambled egg, y'all, and it wasn't no soft scrambled. I was a hard scrambled egg. You couldn't even swallow me down. I was so messed up. I was messed up from the top to the bottom, y'all. I couldn't even find a pair of drawers. You hear what I'm saying? Listen, I'm joking about it now, but it was a serious mess. I was a serious hot mess. a serious hot mess. So listen, listen. So that's why I'm doing the series. So this is nothing made up. It is no joke. It is the real deal. And so I kept telling my mother, I keep throwing my cell phone out the window. You know, when it first happened, that first year, I kept throwing the cell phone out the window. And she said, girl, did you really throw the cell phone out the window? I say, no. I was able to restrain myself and not just throw it out there. And she said, what do you even mean every time you say that you throwing your cell phone out the window? I said, because I can't call them, I can't text them, and I just keep wanting to throw the doggone thing out the window. And I know I can't because it ain't going to help for me to get, text them. So listen. So every time I would get one of those moments, one of those grieving moments, I just say, I'm throwing the proverbial phone out the window. You know what I'm saying? So listen, tip number three. Now listen, tip number 3. Now, I can't make this up. This is the truth. I can't make this up. Then I'm going to play the song from Last Call. Now, our family has always had a tradition when someone passes, if you possibly can, we would be at that family's bedside or wherever, the incident is taking place. We'd be at their bedside. We'd be in the hospital when they're passing away. And we've always done that from when I was growing up, but as you get older, sometimes you can't make it to the hospital. Maybe you're in a different state. And so in this instance, the reason I'm saying this is because this happened. He was at home. And, the spouse called my mother, the parent, and says, this is happening, and she was not allowed. She was not allowed to go and be with him in that time of distress. And so never, ever let someone, block you or bar you from being with your loved one. Now, I'm talking about a parent. That's the mother. He's the son. She was told, do not come to this house. Now I'm not making it up. The exact words is what she was told. Do not come. And so I didn't know that conversation had transpired between the two of them. And so when everything was going down and she's saying, oh my God, on the telephone or whatever she said to her. And she says, well, I'm coming over. This is exact words that she told me. She said, I'm coming over. And the young lady says, no. You don't dare. Don't come here. Don't come. And I've never heard that before. So listen, tip number 3, if something is happening in your family and you need to be with that person, of course, in their moment of distress and they're gravely ill. So you always want to get there, no matter if someone is on the phone. And it's not, let me say this, it is not disrespectful and it is not rude. If your child is in grave danger and gravely ill, you are not being disrespectful to show up to the home of where your child is. I don't think anyone, a spouse, a wife, or husband should tell a parent, no, don't come here. I've never heard that before. So listen, this is real life information. Of course, somebody would make something up like that. So that conversation actually happened, and it happened in the presence of a third party. A third party heard that conversation as well. So it actually happened. I still can't believe that those words were spoken. So that's tip number 3 in this mini series. And later this week, I'm going to have tip number 4 and 5, and also there will be a post on the police report. The police report is another significant tip that's coming up a little bit later of the story not lining up, where the story we were told from the people in the house did not line up with what the police told and wrote down on the report. It was two different stories. So the story we were told from the people that was in the home is completely different from what we learned with the police report. And so that is going to be posted, and you'll get to read that for yourself, and you'll see it in black and white that those are words that I just am not saying out of my mouth. It's what the information I received from the police department. So listen, I got some music for you. I'm going to play that for you. The name of the band, as I said earlier, is called Gentle Glow, and the name of the song is Last Call. Take a listen to this. This is Last Call.
Give loves
That's last call, y'all. That's last call, y'all. You better wake up. You better wake up. You gotta wake up. You better wake up. That's last call. Last call. I gotta say this, even though I am not a drinker, right? I'm not a drinker. I've stopped drinking. It's been so many years. I can't even remember how many it's been, but my gosh, I don't know, 25 years? 25 years. So, I know I was talking about gum or rum, but now I just tasted it, but I'm not a drinker. I'm not a drinker at all. So let me tell you this. When it comes to that song "Last Call," I keep thinking about Duke. Even in those days, even when you were really a drinker, really a drinker and going out and having a good time, I'm thinking about Duke. Now, it's amazing that I can remember this guy's name because, hey, I'm 62, as I always say. This was way back when I was like 29, 30, so that's a hell of a long time ago. Duke was the bartender at Ellie's. Ellie's. That was the place we would go to after work. That was Ellie's. And Duke was he was a bartender. And of course, every place, I guess they still say this in establishments, it's time for the last call. Last call for alcohol. Don't get this twisted. This song is not talking about no alcohol. So I just want to say that. Now, last call is talking about humanity, and it's talking about the earth. It is talking about the environment, right? It's talking about the water source and the water being clean and what's in our water, and to be really careful about the environment and to recycle. That's what they're talking about. They ain't talking about no last call for no alcohol. They're talking about the last call for the universe and this earth. You hear me what I'm saying up in here? So listen, I got to get on up out of here. It's been a stone cold blast, and as always, it is what is peace, love, and soul train.
You motivated?